Hari Om Swami.
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तव नाम स्मरणं मम जीवनम्।
तव नाम स्मरणं मम जीवनम्।
तव नाम श्रवणं परमानन्दम्।
तव नाम शरणं परमानन्दम्।
तव नाम स्मरणं मम जीवनम्।
तव नाम स्मरणं मम जीवनम्।
तव नाम श्रवणं परमानन्दम्।
तव नाम स्मरणं परमानन्दम्।
तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम्।
तव रूपग्रहणं
तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम्।
तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम्।
तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम्।
तव पादसेवकं मम रक्षकम्।
ब्रह्मानन्दं स्वामी नामम्।
ब्रह्मानन्दं स्वामी नामम्।
नेत्रानन्दं स्वामी रूपम्।
नेत्रानन्दं स्वामी रूपम्।
नित्यानन्दं स्वामी गीतम्।
नित्यानन्दं स्वामी गीतम्।
हृदयानन्दं स्वामी बोधम्।
हृदयानन्दं स्वामी बोधम्।
आत्मानन्दं स्वामी ध्यानम्।
आत्मानन्दं स्वामी ध्यानम्।
आनन्दं परमानन्दम्।
आनन्दं परमानन्दम्।
स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम्।
स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम्।
आनन्दं परमानन्दम्।
आनन्दं परमानन्दम्।
स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम्।
स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम्।
ॐ गुरुनाथाय जय गुरुनाथ Om Gurunatha Jaya Gurunatha 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 Sadgurunatha Mama Gurunatha Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So yesterday we were discussing the first two chapters of Tips for Happy Living. So in the first chapter we saw why we should take up the responsibility of oneself, because our life we only have to live. So learn the important lessons of life, put it into practice. In the second chapter we saw that in order to bring the best in us, all our abilities and talents, a noble goal is necessary. And in chapter 3, we saw Sarvashaktimat Ishvasya Anugrahena Tu Saha Laksha Gunaha Bhavati. All our abilities and talents, they are limited, but when we connect ourselves to God, when we tune ourselves to God, all these abilities and talents gets enhanced. So therefore, it's very important that whatever we do, we invoke the grace and blessings of the Lord. Tasmat tameva ashritya purusharthaha kartavyaha. Taking refuge in Lord, we must put forth all effort. Tenaiva jivanam vastutaha shobhanam divyam sukhamayam cha bhavati. Only when we do this, when we live our life, being in tune with God, seeking His grace, seeking His blessings, when we live in this way, then what happens to our life? Shobhanam bhavati. Life becomes truly beautiful. Divyam bhavati. Life becomes divine. Sukhamayam bhavati. We truly become happy. So that means what? When we live our life divorced from God, then life becomes a mess. There is tension, worry, anxiety, all negativities come. It is because we have turned our attention away from God. See, when you go away from light, what can you expect? Only darkness. In the same way, when we go away from God, so there can be only darkness. And what do we do in darkness? We stumble and fall. Shreyamsi Bahuvignani iti prasiddham. It is well known that great goals have many impediments. Life is full of challenges, difficulties. But then what are we supposed to do? Tada nirasha, nirutsaha adi doshan utsrujya, giving up nirasha, dejection, giving up nirutsaha, depression, and so on. Dhairyam cha atmavishwasam cha dridhikurvan, strengthening fortitude, self-confidence. Then what should we do? Sadhana marge agre eva prasthitavyam. We should move forward towards our chosen goal. All these things we should be able to overcome. Depression, dejection, etc. In fact, all these things you can overcome only when you hold on to God. Now, next topic. Bhavatu laukika samasyanam samadhanam tu adhyatmika drishtya eva. All the worldly problems that we have, it can be solved only through spiritual vision. It's a very important point. The worldly problems, we must solve it. We can solve it only with a spiritual vision. See, unless we have the spiritual vision, actually we cannot find answers to many questions. What is spiritual vision? The spiritual vision is that I have come to this world for a purpose. And the purpose is not to, some worldly purpose. Study hard, get a job, get married, children, grandchildren, and life is over. That cannot be the purpose of life. There has to be a higher purpose. So what is the purpose pointed out in the scriptures? The purpose is you have come to know yourself. You have come here to know that you are divine. You are not this fleshy, filthy body, decaying body, perishable body. No, you are something divine. That is the purpose of life. So to know this, we are going through all these experiences. So that vision should always be there. And that is why you must study the scriptures. Otherwise we will never know. So always that spiritual vision should be kept glowing in our mind. I am here for a purpose. And the purpose is to get liberated from this birth-death cycle, from these miseries. And this is possible only when I know who I am. Right. So therefore, every worldly problem should be seen from this vision. In what way this particular problem is going to help me evolve spiritually. This is the way every problem should be seen. Evam karma niratah avasyam eva safalatam prapnoti. In this way, when you work with this spiritual goal, spiritual vision, definitely you will succeed. Vyashti samashti rupena safalata api dvividha. Success is of two types. Success at the Vyashti level, success at the Samashti level. Vyashti means individual, Samashti means total. Success is of two types. So therefore, what kind of success should we strive for? Tayor madhye samanjasyam astu anyatha anartha bhavatu sarvabhuta hitakara safalata. What does it mean? Sometimes it is possible that I am successful at the cost of others. So is it real success? For example, an officer who is in a very high post, he is making money through corruption, accepting bribe. So individually, yes, you are succeeding. But in the process, what is happening? You are creating problems in the society, yes or no? When you compromise with the higher values of life. Say for example, an engineer, a civil engineer, using all third-rate material, say to build a bridge or a building. He is making money, but in the process, can we call it success? Individually, yes, he is making a lot of money. You can call it success. But is it real success? No. So therefore, here, Guruji defines success as that where you are progressing, no doubt, but in the process, the society also should get benefited. Only such a success can be called as true success. Samanjasyam has to be there. So, you are also progressing in the process, the society is also benefited. Only then success can be truly called success. Right, now we go to the 4th chapter. Some important tips are given. Tip number 1. Vishramam vina parishramah na karaniyah tatha evacha karyam vina vishramah. Too much of work and no rest. Is it good? No. Too much of rest and no work. Is it good? So, may you not get into any of these extremes. Too much of work and no rest. Restless work is bad. Workless rest, that is also bad. So, there has to be a balance. Rajasic people suffer from restless work. Tamasic people suffer from workless rest. Both are bad. So you should know where to draw the line. This is number 1. Number 2. Vicharahinam karma tatha karmahino vicharaha cha vifalatayaha karanam. When we are performing an action, both has to be there. Vichara has to be there and karma has to be there. Vichara means what? Thoughtful action. So thoughtless action is also bad, and then actionless thought is also bad. Some people, they think too much but they don't do anything. They only plan and plan and plan, but they never execute any plan. That is also not good. And some others, they don't plan anything, they only do and do. So, the cause of our failure is sometimes we plan too much and do nothing, or we do so many things without planning. Both have to be avoided. Number 3. Praptasya upekshayam tatha apraptasya apekshayam dukkhasya suraksha. So this is another mistake that we do. What is that? What we have, we ignore it, and what we don't have, we crave for it. Many times, what is given to us, we don't value it. We are not grateful to God for what we have been given. We only pay attention to what is not there. Then what happens? Such a person will always be miserable. There's a very nice quote. It says, I was unhappy that I did not have good shoes till I saw a person who did not have legs. So this many times happens. We only pay attention to what we don't have. There are so many things which are given to us, but when we don't pay attention to it, we only complain and grumble and make a mess of our life. This is not only true with things, it is true with people also, you see. Generally this husband-wife fight. This husband has got so many good qualities, but there may be one or two defects, and your attention is entirely there. Not only husband, any wife, same. And there is family problem. One lady came to me and said, Swamiji, I want divorce, this, that, etc. Husband is a terrible fellow. I said, okay. Does he drink? No, Swami, he doesn't drink. Does he smoke? No, no, Swami, that also he does. Is he taking care of kids? Yes, yes, he is doing that. Is he taking care of you? Yeah, that is also he is. Is he has some other affair? No, he doesn't have. Then what is the problem? No, Swamiji. He is so busy with his work, he has no time for me. So what I am trying to say is, some small issues, you think about it too much and then you don't pay attention to so many blessings which... So therefore, let us count our blessing, as they say. That's very important. See, there is a law in this cosmos. And the cosmic law is, if you are grateful to whatever has been given to you, if you are grateful to whatever has been given to you, then the cosmos will bless you with more and more. There is a law in this cosmos. If you are grateful to whatever is there with you, cosmos will bless you with more and more. On the other hand, if you are complaining about what has not been given and ungrateful to whatever has been given to you, then cosmos will take whatever has been given to you. You understand? See, just like any other person, you see, suppose there is a beggar comes and says, Amma, please give me something, I am very hungry. You give some food. And then after eating, this fellow says, what kind of food you have given? Complains about. Next day when he comes, will you give anything? No. But suppose that person really, from the depth of his heart, he thanks you. So next time when he comes, you feel like giving more, isn't it? Cosmos also has got a... There are certain unseen laws. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaf param avapsyatha. Whatever the cosmic forces has given to you, worship those forces by being grateful to them. Then these forces will even more bless you. So these are some of the laws. So therefore, whatever you have, be thankful. You know one more thing, the more and more you are grateful, what kind of mind you will have? Disturbed mind or a peaceful mind? Peaceful mind. You will always find that whenever there is gratitude, mind is always cheerful. And whenever there is ingratitude, mind is disturbed. So we must train our children to be grateful to whatever they have received. This is one big mistake which we young parents do. So every birthday they give some gift to their child. And the next year the child is expecting something big. Last year my mother gave me this. Next year I want something bigger. Next year something bigger. So what is happening is that gratitude is gone. There is only too much of expectation. Then whatever you give, oh this last year you gave, see? And now the parents are stuck now, what to do? So, I heard a very nice, suggestion given by a parent. He said, we should train our children to be grateful. How can you do that? So, on the birthday, don't give child any gift. Instead, take the child to some orphanage where children don't have even the basic facilities. Let my child see how children of the same age are suffering without even the basic necessity, and let the child serve food for all of them. And then the child should feel, see, I am really lucky, I have so many things, other children don't even have that. Make them feel that way. I like the suggestion very much. So, let us train ourselves to be grateful for whatever we have. Mind has to be trained this way. Okay, proceeding further. Grahadasha apekshaya manodasha samikshaniya. Which is bigger, Grahadasha or Manodasha? I hope you understand this much Sanskrit. Grahadasha means what? The position of the stars and the planets. That is Grahadasha. Manodasha means? Mind. So which is important, Manodasha or Grahadasha?
Manodasha.
Huh? Swamiji, my time is not good, Swamiji. What is that? Sade Sati. Bad time. If you truly believe that your time is not good, then everything bad will start happening. That's also a law of this cosmos. Huh? There are so many psychological laws. I will tell you some example. You know this black cat crossing thing? How many of you believe in it? Now nobody will raise hand. You see, it's a very strong kind of superstition there in India. Black cat. You are going somewhere and suddenly one black cat crosses, you know something bad is going to happen. And they come and say, yes Swamiji, it happened. I fully believe in it. Because every time such a thing has happened, something bad has happened. You know what happens? You see, when the black cat crosses, and you suppose you believe in it, now how is that mind positioned? Or no? So now how is the state of the mind? The mind is tuned to everything bad. Now when the mind is tuned to everything bad, will it be able to see anything good happening? No. It is exactly like the radio station or the TV station. It is tuned to a particular frequency. There are all kinds of frequencies being transmitted, but it will not receive any other frequency. It will only receive that tuned frequency. In the same way, now when the mind is tuned to anything negative, what will it pick up? See, good and bad things, everything is happening around you. But such a mind tuned to negativity will receive only negative things and will say, see, that cat crossed and therefore only negative things are happening. It is not negative things are happening. Good things are also happening, but you are not seeing it. This is psychology. The same thing, everyone has got some or the other superstition. Here I think the superstition is 13th number, isn't it? Number 13 is very inauspicious. So I think in some building they don't have the 13th floor also. Number is not at all. No number is inauspicious. In fact, we did our Brahmachari course and the number was 13. It was 13th Vedanta course which we did in Sandeepan. At that time there was one elderly Swami called Swami Aparajitananda. Elderly Swami. He said, 13 is not inauspicious, rather it is auspicious. He said, 13 in Hindi means Tera. Oh Lord, I am yours, main Tera. You see, the way you look at it, everything depends on how you look at things. So we should train our mind in such a way that we look only the auspicious aspect, the good aspect of everything, then you will find that there is nothing called inauspicious thing. So which is important, Grahadasha or Manodasha? Manodasha is important, very very important. I don't remember that king's name. So he was just, proceeding with his army to conquer lands. And the moment he landed in a particular country, he just fell down with hands on the ground. So everybody thought it's an inauspicious thing because, you land that country and then you fall down. What he said? See, I have already conquered the land. I have already grabbed it. Actually, he fell down. So the point is this. We must never get into all these vicious lines of thinking called inauspiciousness, etc. There is nothing like that. It's all your mind. The law is, As your thoughts, so is the world perceived by you. This is the law. As your thoughts, so will be the world perceived by you. If your thoughts are good and noble, everywhere you will find everything is happening good and noble only. There is nothing bad happening anywhere. The world is a creation of a perfect God. A perfect God cannot create an imperfect world. An imperfect person can create imperfect things. But how can a perfect God create something imperfect? So everything in this world is perfect. If this vision you have a very healthy state of mind. And with such a healthy state of mind, you will have a beautiful world around. So grahadasha apekshaya manodasha samikshaniya. Next point. Karma bhagah swa adhinah phala bhagah tu prakriti vashah iti vijaniyat. May you know this. There are two aspects in everything. There is something which you have to do, and there is something which you have to allow it to happen. Two things are there. So karma is something which you have to do. There is a freedom what to do. But after karma has been done, then there is a time when you have to wait. You cannot do anything. The cosmic laws will decide what should happen. So that is called as karma phala actually. Karma is something which I have to do. As far as karma phala is concerned, according to the cosmic laws, it will come to you. What do we do? Karma is something we have to do, we don't do that. And then we worry about karma phala. This should not be done. Tasmat yat swa adhinam tad svena eva krutva anyasya chinta parihartavya. So therefore, you do what you are supposed to do and stop worrying about things which has to happen. So one example is given. Yatha bhojanam svenaiva kriyate pachanam tu prakritya. For example, eating you have to do. Digestion is not in your control. Allow things to get digested. Right. In life we have to be very clear what I am supposed to do and what the cosmic forces are supposed to do. Right. Can you consciously go to sleep? Say 10 o'clock, I must enter sleep. You may lie down, but you can't go to sleep. So what do you do to sleep? Lying down is in your control. Getting tired, exhausted is you can do. But as far as sleep is concerned, you have no control. So you just lie down and wait for sleep, isn't it? In the same way, what you are supposed to do it. So in life, we say there are two types of situations. There is a choiceful situation and choiceless situation. Choiceful situation means you have a choice. When there is a choice, exercise your choice. Do what has to be done. But when it comes to choiceless situation, what should be your attitude? Cheerful acceptance. Cheerful acceptance of choiceless situation. So we should be clear about this. Okay. Next chapter. Chapter number 5. How to deal with people. That is the topic. It's a very interesting topic. Janaha adaraniyaha vishwasaniyaha natu shankaniyaha. How to deal with people? Adaraniyaha. You must respect everyone. Vishwasaniyaha. You must trust everyone. Natu shankaniyaha. Never suspect anyone. This should be our general attitude. Love everyone, respect everyone, trust everyone, Never suspect anyone. Right. Sodoshan prati kathorah anyesham prati tu komalah bhavet. This should be our attitude. When I do a mistake, let me be strict to myself. But when others do a mistake, what should be our attitude? Anyesham prati tu komalah bhavet. Be komal. Komal means what? Tender, soft, forgiving. When others commit mistake, be forgiving, be compassionate. But when you commit a mistake, be strict with yourself. Which Gurudev used to say, while dealing with yourself, use your head. While dealing with others, use your heart. So this should be our attitude. But generally what do we do? When we commit mistake, we forgive. When others commit mistake, we are unable to forgive. We become harsh and bitter. It should not be done. Parasparika sneha vishwase vartamane vidhi niyamaha anavashyaka. When there is love and trust in a relationship, then rules and regulations are not needed. If there is love and trust, no rules and regulations are needed. But avidyamane api anavashyaka yada nishpala. When there is no love and trust, then also rules and regulations are useless. Why? Because nobody follows rules and regulations. See, when you are able to love others, trust others, respect others, you will find that all relationship becomes sweet. And you will always find that at that time, the mind is always peaceful. But suppose you are doubting everyone, then what happens? Samshayatma vinashyati. There is a saying in Bhagavad Gita. Doubting Thomas perishes. You see, I know what kind of questions are going through your mind. Swamiji, won't the people consider as a doormat if we start trusting everyone, loving everyone? Won't they exploit our goodness? This is the question which generally it comes to our mind. If you are so good to everyone, won't others exploit our goodness? See, actually it is not true. See, what happens is when you are really good, when you are truly loving others and respecting others, see, every one of us, we crave for love and respect, yes or no? So here is somebody who is loving me and respecting me. I don't want that love and respect to stop. Because that person is making me feel good. So therefore, I want that relationship to continue. I want to go on receiving that love and respect. So, will I cheat a person who is loving me, trusting me, respecting me? Will I do that? I will never do that. Because that person is really making me feel good. So therefore, I want to continue this relationship, and therefore, I will ensure that this relationship is not broken by my unintelligent, foolish behavior. Right. So, to say that others will exploit our goodness is not actually true. If you are truly good, that will never happen. Right. Think over it. Anyway, proceed. Now, the next law is also beautiful. कस्यचित् अपि सम्बन्धस्य आधारः यदि लौकिकः तर्हि स बन्धनकारकः. If any relationship, the basis of any relationship is worldly, then that relationship will bind you. आध्यात्मिकः तो मुक्तिदायकः. If the basis of that relationship is spiritual, then that relationship will help you evolve. It will liberate you. A very important law. What is the law? If the basis of your relationship with anyone, if that basis is a worldly basis, then it will bind you. If it is spiritual, then it will liberate you. Have you understood? You see, generally these young mothers, they are extremely attached to their kids to such an extent that this child is the greatest source of joy for that mother and also the greatest source of sorrow. Yes or no? You see this. The moment they talk about the child, eyes have welled up with tears and this and that. Why is it so? The mothers become miserable when the child is miserable. Is it healthy attachment or unhealthy attachment? Swamiji, we never thought of it. Anything which paralyzes you, anything which enslaves you, makes you a slave, anything which makes you helpless, understand it is a weakness. It makes you weak. And anything which makes you weak, it is wrong. It cannot be right. That which is right makes you strong. That which is wrong makes you weak. This is the way to analyze. So why is it that our relationship with our children gets spoiled very soon? Generally it happens. As the child grows, a time comes when the child doesn't want to talk to mother. So many things the child start hiding from mother. All those things are there. Why is it so? Why is it that the relationship gets spoiled? It gets spoiled because of this reason. The basis of the relationship is worldly and not spiritual. What exactly do you mean by worldly basis of a relationship? What exactly does it mean? See, it is something like this. When the child is born, the mother says, "It is my child." And a great truth is forgotten. What is a great truth? The child was looked after in the womb by the Lord. When the child is born, the mother's breast gets filled with milk. Who filled the milk? By the Lord. The food was prepared by the Lord. When the child is born, the mother's heart becomes filled with love for the child. Who has filled that heart with love? By the Lord. So everything was done by the Lord, but the moment the child is born, what does this mother say? This is my child. Where is God? No God, it is me. This is called worldly basis. You understand? The one who did everything you have kept away. So instead of saying actually this child belongs to God because it is the Lord who took care of this child, instead of saying that, what do you say? This child belongs to me. I